Hello, I am Samantha Opere and I'm a veterinarian working in Kenya. The title of my presentation is One Welfare, Increasing Community Involvement and Actions, a case study from Nyandarua and Nakuru counties in Kenya. This is a joint project between KENDAT, Brook East Africa and Farming Systems Kenya. The three organizations aim at improving the welfare of working donkeys as well as community livelihoods. So just in case, One Welfare is a concept that provides a more holistic approach when looking at human well-being, animal welfare, and the environment. So my colleagues and I wondered whether there were any real-life examples of One Welfare. So we sought to answer the question, is there a link between donkeys, their owners, and the forests they live near? Well, let's start with the donkeys. Donkeys are mainly used for transportation purposes in Kenya. In semi-arid areas, they're used by women to transport water and firewood. In agricultural areas, they're used to transport farm produce like milk, vegetables, and rice. And in urban areas, they're used by youth for commercial purposes to transport water, construction material like sand and ballast, and even offer moving services. But also, donkeys transport feed for other livestock, and they even transport the other livestock. Kind of reminds me of George Orwell's The Animal Farm. Anyway, research and interest in donkeys has been quite limited. So in the past, sadly, donkeys that were sick and injured would be abandoned by their owners, mainly because they didn't have the knowledge and skills to care for their donkeys. So Brook, through its partners, did a baseline survey to identify the welfare issues among donkeys. After that, they identified training needs, which mainly covered animal welfare, donkey handling, and husbandry practices like nutrition, handling, harnessing, and parasite control. Overall, the welfare of donkeys in Nyandarua and Nakuru counties has improved from 63 to 72% between 2017 and 2021. Donkeys in good welfare work better and are better able to support their owner's livelihood. Income generated from the work done with the donkeys is used to meet basic needs like food and rent, and it's also used for school fees and to pay for healthcare costs and any investment ideas. Donkeys also get nutrition, vet care, and shelter. Donkey owners were faced by another challenge. Donkeys were not able to get enough feed to match the energy requirements. Rainfall patterns were becoming more unpredictable. Crop failure each year was on a rise, and food sources for humans and animals were becoming more and more scarce. Why? Well, Kenya's forest cover is rapidly depleting. These are images of Mau Forest, Kenya's largest water tower, which covers Nyandarua and other counties. The forest is under threat from human encroachment, charcoal burning, forest fires from charcoal burning, and illegal logging. This kind of destruction has contributed to climate change. A total of 557 donkey owners organized themselves into community forest associations. 60% were women and 40% men. The community forest associations partnered with the Kenya Forest Service to engage in conservation activities aimed at increasing the forest cover by 10%. In the agreement, the association is allocated 1 to 2 acres of land in the permanent nursery section of the forest. They are tasked to grow indigenous and exotic tree seedlings. They are also allocated land in the conservation sites within the forest, so they are tasked to plant a minimum of 200,000 seedlings per year. A healthy environment is one which is protected from degradation. A healthy environment is a source of human wellness. That's not all. It doesn't end when trees are planted. The association is tasked to nurture the seedlings until they are mature. As they nurture the seedlings, they are allowed to grow crops like cabbage and carrots. They are further allowed to grow fodder for their livestock, and donkeys are allowed to graze in areas where the trees are mature. Once the trees are mature, they are moved to another conservation site. Donkeys also care for the forest by providing manure and carrying seedlings to the conservation sites. Motor vehicles are not allowed in these areas. That's why donkeys are the best. Now let's talk about money. They say money doesn't grow on trees. Well, income earned from the sale of seedlings and income earned from the work done by donkeys is put in a big pot. The owners then, based on the learnings that they had from the book, decided to be setting aside some money for quality veterinary services. They are now able to afford and access services from qualified animal health practitioners who are keen on minimizing the risks of antimicrobial resistance, which is an issue. The achievements. For the forest, over 3 million indigenous and exotic seedlings have been grown. 1 million trees have been planted with an 85% survival rate. Donkeys have benefited from improved welfare. Donkey owners have increased income from seedlings, sale of dairy products from cattle that are feeding well, and from the work done by donkeys. They also have reduced conflicts with forest personnel and other communities benefiting from the forest. But this is where the emphasis is, that for one welfare to be effective, professionals need to support communities to understand the interconnections between their well-being, animal welfare, and the environment. When communities take ownership and lead in conservation activities, good animal welfare practices, the adoption of one welfare becomes more sustainable. Thanks for watching.